Hi all, and welcome to another video. This video is just a quick progress update on the progress made on my Academy F-15E. I got the build all finished, I got the painting. I think as you saw in the last video, I'm just looking at the top there, and I think I had it all mainly painted. So since then I have glossed it. It's not particularly glossy, but it seems to be enough. I might put another coat on before I finish these decals. They're not sitting that well, so I might just stick another wee coat on. But it should be okay for the decals. I got a hold of some of this, which is the Alclad 2, the Aqua Gloss, which is their, it's more acrylic gloss rather than their lacquer clear. A lot of people swear by it, and it's better than it because it's you can see it's very thin already, so you just spray it straight from the airbrush. There's none of this. It kind of works as clear. Johnson's clear is supposed to. I do have some, but I've never had great results with it. I end up kind of finding that it puts a very, even if you put a thin layer on it, it's a very obvious layer that if you have to take some away, you get a very obvious step. It happened when I was trying to gloss my 1/32 red arrow, and it just leaves a mess if you just try and take it back off again. Anyway, so I started trying to decal, and I say trying because I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last video. This is the decal sheet from Academy, and they're all very nice. They're all in register. They're very nice. They're very colourful. However, they're very thick. I mean, there's not even a lot of excess carrier film or anything. The film's pretty close to the edge of everything, but they're just thick, and they just absolutely do not respond to microsol or microset. Now this was especially evident when I was trying to get some of the wraparound decals on the ordnance. Now some bits work, so that the brown stripe there is actually one big clear decal along with the two warnings here. Now that seemed to go okay. You put it on and it wrapped itself around. And as did the yellow one here, it wrapped itself around. But as you can see, let's focus there. Come on, you bugger thing. And you can see the ends of it are sticking up, and they won't settle down. They won't stick down. They just won't stick. And these brown ones on the top here, you can see they're all wrinkled still. They've not settled down in the thing with microsol microset. And there's yellow stripes to go around here as well, but they just you laid it on, the entire decal just stayed straight. It wouldn't wrap itself around, and they're just thick, unbending, and not very good at all. Now, basically what I ended up doing was getting myself an aftermarket set from Microscale. Got it off Hannants. And it's got two different aircraft, but from the same airbase. I don't know if they're even the same squadron. Let me just see, 336 Fighter Squadron. 333. No, so the actual squadrons are slightly different, but I don't really care. I wasn't going for a particular one. There's only one aircraft in the Academy set anyway. There's actually two markings on this. So these are all going on fine. As you can see, I've started doing this. I've gone for one called Dirty Bird from Operation Iraqi Freedom, and they're settling down really nicely. You can see here on the tail how that yellow decal settled down to all the rivets and panel lines. So now these are made by the same. These decals are made by the same people who do microsol microset. So their decals are designed to work with that. It's part of the kind of the decal system they have, which works really well. The only problem being, it doesn't have all the stencils, obviously, as you can see. These are all the airframe stencils here, and there's obviously not as many. Now there's some of the walkways and things like that, so I'll use what is on here, and some of these smaller ones where they're just sitting on a flat panel might not need to conform much. The main problem I'm going to have is when I still come to try and get you know, some of these wraparound decals to work on the ordnance still. There's a lot of armament ones here, but that might be actually to go on the pylons. But so there's a lot of stencils on there, and I kind of want to do, you know, modern jets are covered in stencils. I kind of want to stick most of them on. So we'll see how we go. I did stick one on here before. I don't know if it'll focus on. There's a tiny little warning one here, and it kind of did stick okay. So if it's flat, and that's what I was saying, somebody was saying on ISM today, they've got the Academy F-15, they're having exactly the same problems. And somebody let him know that apparently the Academy decals are a bit funny if the surface isn't particularly flat, as in smooth, so this is actually quite rough. You know, there's a lot of dust in my room and I can't do much about it, so it might just be that before I carry on, I might need to stick another layer of gloss on, try and smooth some of this out a little bit. It's quite rough still. You can see I don't know if you'll see it. You can actually see it's quite a rough surface. So that might be part of the issue. However, that shouldn't affect things like the decal not wrapping around a bomb. We'll see how we go. Anyway, that's just a quick update on where that's at. Ordnance is up there, waiting to get done, and I'll do what I can. I'll use all these decals, and I'll use what I can from the main sheet. Hopefully, a lot of the little stencil ones might all be okay. I'll try some different things. I'll try some hot water. I'll maybe even try some airburst thinners as a decal softener. See if that's maybe a little bit harsher than the microsol microset, and that might just be enough to help them stick down. Thanks for watching another wobbly around video. I don't want that focus. There we go. So in between working on this, I'm working on my D-Day group build entry for ISM. The sextant is coming along there. It's got paint on it now. I'll be doing an update on the forum on that shortly. I've got some airbrush tidying up to do on that. I've also been building the Type 90 from Tamiya, so I just got to finish the turret on that, and then that's ready for paint as well. It was going to be a bit of a quick build, so I might try and get that finished, or get that on the way soon. I managed to get a hold of some Tamiya extra thin. I've never actually used that before, so I've got a couple of bottles there, some more primer, and I also got today the Meng US personal load-bearing equipment set. It's basically a bunch of rucksacks and straps, camelbacks, helmets, hard pelly cases, things like that. Basically, I got that just to have really for any modern vehicles I do. I mean, okay, a lot of them are quite specifically US, but I've got an FV Club Paladin sitting there, so I might stick some of the stuff on that. I've also got the Bradley, so I've got some US infantry and kind of vehicle storage stuff to go. I think those kind of models probably really respond quite well to having kind of storage and stuff kitted about all over them. So, and at some point I want to get myself an Abrams as well to go alongside the Paladin, so it would fit in with that. So, alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.